And welcome back in. Ryan Luke here, joined by Lucas Gebhardt. And we're about ready to get going here. The starters for Jessup. Number 1, Jamaris Blackman, the 6'1" junior from Seattle, Washington. Number 3, Xavier Lovelace, the 6'6" senior from Sacramento, California. Number 10, Ty Artis, the 6'1" senior from Port Angeles, Washington. Number 11, Miles Corey, the 6' junior from Ontario, California. And number 21, Aiden Jansen, the 6'5" junior from Highbury, Australia. And we're about ready to have the starters from College of Idaho announced. As we get ready here, quite the spectacle from Buchanan Court. Packed house here for the first round matchup. Now for the starting lineup. So number 1, Samaje Morgan, the 5'9" sophomore from Eugene, Oregon. And number 4, Tyler Robinette, the 6'6" senior from Middleton, Idaho. And the 6' senior, Johnny Radford from Haley, Idaho. And the 6'4" senior from Fruitland, Idaho, Jake O'Neill. And he's going to be followed up by number 22, the 6'5" junior from Great Falls, Montana, Drew Wyman. And that'll round out the starting 5 for College of Idaho as they set on their path to repeat as national champions. Head coach Colby Blaine for College of Idaho. And they set their sights starting this first and second round to be hosted here from Caldwell, Idaho. It's loud. Lucas Gebhardt, here we go.
Yeah, it's loud in here. It's a packed house here at the Jake here at Caldwell, and it's number 1 seed College of Idaho. They're the 3rd-ranked team in the entire country. So, Jessup's certainly going to have their hands full, not only from an atmosphere perspective. I mean, that student section is packed for the College of Idaho. It's about as raucous as it gets here in the country in terms of atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere is great as we step up, out ready to tip off here. It's going to be number 3, Xavier Lovelace, a 6'6" senior, tipping off against Drew Wyman at 6'5".
Yeah, so going to be important for Jessup to get off to a fast start. They're obviously the underdog in this one, but, extremely well-coached team. They're the head coach here for Jessup, Mark Darnell. He's got experience at both the Division I and the Division II level in the NCAAs. So here he is with the head coaching job, and like we said, hands full here for Jessup.
Jessup wins the tip, saved it out of bounds, and now they take possession at the top of the key. Swing it to the far side. That's Lovelace, dishes it inside. Ball's bobbled. Looks like they're going to call a foul, and that's going to be on number 10, and that's Johnny Radford. Crowd does not like that one. Be the first team foul.
No, and they don't like it, but it's going to go against Johnny Radford. He's a senior out of the Sun Valley area.
Haley, 3-ball by Lovelace, and it's good. Xavier Lovelace reaches from deep.
Yeah, it's a good start. It's a great start for Jessup, and that's going to get all the fans here at the College of Idaho to sit down. They always stand until the first bucket is scored by the visiting team.
Drew Wyman with that 2-point conversion inside, backed his man in, was able to convert. Ball's at the top of the key. A little pressure by College of Idaho. They break it. Yo-yo dribble at the top. Inside, free throw line, turnaround jump shot, no good. That was Jamaris Blackman. Come back on the other end. Jump shot from the free throw line. And Samaje Morgan unable to convert. Coming back the other direction. Ball's whipping around the top of the key. Lovelace again with a 3, way off on this one. And Samaje grabs it to Wyman in the corner. That's going to be Johnny Radford for a 3-ball. He's able to connect.
Yeah, it's a good shot from there from Radford, and it's Radford again, that time from the corner. And College of Idaho taking its first lead. I do like the start from Jessup, though, so they've had a couple threes. They missed on one, but they hit the first bucket out of the gate, hitting that three. And that's what Jessup's going to have to do. They're going to have to shoot the ball really well here tonight.
Ty Artis on that miss on the inside, but ball stays with Jessup, and that's going to be an offensive foul. That's going to be on Jamaris Blackman as he came in with his right arm and knocked over the defender.
Yeah, you can probably tell just from the atmosphere for Jessup tonight, there's going to be storms and waves for this College of Idaho team. And a lot of that's going to be fueled by this crowd. But, I really do like their head coach, Mark Darnell. He comes from Eastern Washington, who won the regular season last year in the Big Sky Conference. They won the regular season again this year. Ironically enough, Eastern Washington not as lucky when they hit the Big Sky tournament.
Huge three. And Tyler Robinette able to connect from deep as College of Idaho goes up 8-3 over Jessup early on, 17:53 to play. And Jessup setting up the offense from about 3/4 out. Ball to jump back, three-point shot, and that's good. That's number 10, Ty Artis. And he brings him within 2 as College of Idaho comes back the other direction. Jake O'Neill on the far side. Looks inside. He has Robinette. Robinette backing down the shorter player. Jump hook in the inside. Gets the roll and able to convert on the jump hook.
Yeah, you see the versatility of Robinette there. He just hit the three the last trip down the floor. This time a turnaround jump shot in the low post. He's a local kid from Middleton, not too far away here from Caldwell, just down the road, like literally down the road here from the College of Idaho. So he's a good player. You and I watched him kind of coming up in high school, and good to see him excelling here in the national tournament on the NAIA stage.
So they're playing zone defense. Jessup with the ball, swinging around the outside. 3-ball deep at the buzzer. Rebound, not able to bring it in was O'Neill. And high off the glass with Robinette playing defense, and that was Jamaris Blackman. And hoping a prayer was answered, is able to convert off of the rebound. Samaje has his pass picked off, and coming the other direction, that's Jessup. Jessup, the Euro step, they're going to call a block. I don't think they're going to call it on the ground, which is going to give the ball underneath. Samaje Morgan's going to be called for the blocking foul.
It could have gone either way, I think. I see why the fans are upset about it. Really, it's just a bang-bang call. Was he set? Maybe. Wasn't for very long. Free throws coming up here for Jessup. But Jessup doesn't really look like a 16 seed to me.
No, they look really athletic. Yeah, absolutely. Getting up and down the court very well. So that foul is going to be on the shot, and Blackman's going to go to the free throw line. Foul on College of Idaho. That's going to be on Samaje Morgan. It looks like he made contact with his legs after he got into the air. First free throw's up and good.
The thing that I'm noticing for Jessup in these first couple minutes is just a confidence, an air of confidence. They're coming into this building where they don't have a lot of friendly faces in this gym here tonight, but they're kind of going right at it here with C of I, and here comes the press.
Both free throws are good. Knocks us up at 10-10. 16:30 to go in the first half. In for College of Idaho is Handren. Handren takes it all the way, give and go, hits the layup. Jessup coming back the other direction. They're looking for some pressure, and picked off pass as Johnny Radford getting his hands in there on the trap. Coming back the other direction, Handren sends it to Jake O'Neill in the far corner. O'Neill backs in the smaller man, has his pocket picked, and Jessup coming back the other direction.
That's a good steal, and for College of Idaho, it's going to be the key tonight, I think, for them, is can they turn defense into offense?
Quick hands by Radford again. He was able to knock it off the Jessup defender, and the ball is going to go back to College of Idaho with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, it's still early. I mean, they're not even 5 minutes into this thing, really, and I think Jessup has done everything they've needed to do here in these first couple minutes. They've hit shots. They've forced some turnovers. They haven't really backed down here in these first few minutes, and it's kind of the same thing for the College of Idaho too. As there's another aggressive defense there here from Corey as he knocked it out of bounds. But the College of Idaho is sort of doing the same thing. And, if I'm C of I, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to show that I'm the #1 seed and force it down into the post and show the strength, because the way Jessup wins this game is from behind the arc. College of Idaho will win this game in the paint.
Stratton Rogers in the game as he backed in the defender, threw it across court, and the pass was tipped off. Stratton Rogers, the Eagle, Idaho native, went to Rocky Mountain High School. And ball is being inbounded on the far corner, but on the sideline. Handren takes the pass at the top of the key, and they set up the offense. Ball's whipped over. Shot clock's winding down. Three-point shot is up and no good. Rogers grabs the rebound as it was falling off to the far side, and miscommunication. Handren threw the ball to Rogers as he was cutting in, and he wasn't expecting it. So turnover goes back to Jessup. A little four-court pressure, 2-2-1 press by College of Idaho, and Jessup breaks it as College of Idaho falls off into their defense. Top of the key, high post, sends it back to the top of the key again. Blackman takes it, penetrates one dribble, and he gets the foul and one. He's going to be shooting a free throw. Jessup going to take the lead here.
Yeah, so that's
take the lead here.
yeah. I mean, that's a good job. They get the and one free throw, and as we hit the first media timeout, it's, I said it a few minutes ago, I'll say it again, they don't look shell-shocked at all.
No, shell-shocked they are. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Caldwell, Idaho, where College of Idaho is taking on Jessup University. And Jessup at the free throw line after Blackman converts on a drive to the hole, and he's going to be shooting one free throw with the opportunity to take the lead for the first time this evening.
Yeah, and it's tied 12 as we hit that first media timeout, and Jessup has looked good so far, and they've hit some shots. They've been able to get to the rim. They've played very well defensively. Sort of looks like College of Idaho might have their hands full a little bit more than they may have expected coming into the game tonight.
And that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes being able to play a good first-round game, iron polishes iron.
Yeah, right.
Ball at the top of the key, past the far side. Three-point up and no good, but ball tipped around by College of Idaho. Lands in Handren's hand, and they get a second chance to score. Stan Rogers at the top of the key. Hands the ball off. Three-point shot again. This time it's good. Tyler Robinette. 2 3-pointers on the night so far. And just getting going. College of Idaho. Slight pressure, then falls back into zone defense, waiting for Jessup to make their move.
Yeah, that's Robinette, who's 6'8", shooting those threes. He's really a true inside-out player, and he's one of the better players on this College of Idaho team. That being said, College of Idaho is a deep team at that. There's anywhere between 7 to 8 up to 9 players that could beat you at any given point at any given possession.
Jessup with the ball bobbled and players on the ground, but able to gain control. Blackman from the three-point land is able to connect, and he's had a heck of a night so far.
I mean, that's the recipe, isn't it?
Hit your shots, absolutely. Yep. College of Idaho in. Paul Wilson, the 7-footer from Idaho Falls, is checked in. Stanton Rogers to Handren, back to Wilson, top of the key, running the zoom motion and people off the top. Hands the ball off. Ball top of the key goes to Handren on the near side. Near side, Handren backs the man in. Waits for the three-point shot from the corner. Germer with Alex Germer with the shot. Able to convert the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's a great find there from Handren. That's a great assist. He drawed all kinds of attention down into the post. Kicked it out. Germer was wide open in the pocket. Knocks down the three.
So Jessup with possession now, working the top of the key. Blackman sends it to the near corner, back to Blackman, skip passes across. Blackman freeing up some space. This is Loveless for three. No good. Germer with the rebound. Handren hands it off to Handren. surveys the court as he comes up. Sends it inside. Dougie Peoples to Paul Wilson. Wilson inside now. Wilson drop step around. Not able to get it, but Handren with the rebound. Germer with the three again. Gets bumped on the way down, excuse me. Paul Wilson grabbing the rebound. Stanton Rogers clears it out. Dougie Peoples to reset and run the offense. Deep three, Peoples. He nails it from about 4 feet back.
And you give them 3 chances, you're going to get burned on one of them. That's just the way it is.
Dougie Peoples showing some range there. Now on defense, Jessup looking to penetrate inside. Ball looked like it could have been palmed or turned over. And that's the Aussie, Aiden Jansen. Shots up and no good. Wilson with the rebound. Handren playing point guard here. Dishes it to Peoples again. Peoples feeling it. Knocks down the three-pointer. And just like that, 24-16 is our score.
Yeah, and this is the storm that we're talking about. You're in it right now if you're Jessup. College of Idaho hitting a big three there. And you got to weather these things. If you're going to stay in this and win this game, this is the storm. They're in it right now.
In College of Idaho, the Yotes force the turnover, and Paul Wilson going for the dunk gets hacked. He was cutting down the lane, and Handren, no-look bounce pass to him, and had the ball knocked away, but there was a foul call. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, a couple free throws coming up here for Wilson. He's an Idaho Falls kid coming over from Eastern Idaho, just on the other side of the state. But going back to kind of what I think started this little run here for the College of Idaho was that they got 2 offensive rebounds and then hit a 3. So they had 3 chances to get a bucket. College of Idaho shoots 48% from the field. So you give them 3 chances, math says they will make one of them.
Absolutely, and then Peoples knocks down 2 in a row, and here we are. Paul Wilson with 1 more free throw, and it's good. And 25-16 is our score with 11:28 left in the first half. Jessup bringing the ball up with light pressure. Peoples on him. It's going to be, that's Ty Artis, apologies. Top of the key, looking around. Jansen finds a man, dumps it off to the far side. Comes back, that's Artis again with the screen. Gets on the baseline, Peoples on him. Pressure from Handren. Handren has his hands everywhere tonight. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. Turnover, ball goes back to College of Idaho.
I could just kind of snuck up on him. I don't think anyone was really aware that the shot clock had gotten that low. And CMI, that's a forced turnover. Because that was just stifling defense there from the Oats.
Ball's inbounded. Handren's going to catch a pick. Wyman sets a very solid pick on the defender. And Handren setting up the defense. Hand check at the top of the key. Bounce pass has Paul Wilson. He's at the top of the three-point line. Hands it back to Handren. Now they run it to Peoples. Peoples looking to penetrate the lefty. Goes behind his back to Drew Wyman. Wyman on the outside. Shoots a shot. Three-point line. No good. Rebound by Duke Gibson from Jessup. And Jessup comes back the other direction. 3-ball by Ty Artis. Jake O'Neill with a rebound. And College of Idaho coming back the other direction. Jake O'Neill comes in with the left hand and lays it off the glass for 2. 27-16, College of Idaho's up.
Yeah, that little stretch there, all College of Idaho. I mean, they put the thing to the floor there and forcing a Jessup timeout. So, halfway through this first half, first 5 minutes or so, I would definitely say Jessup was the better team, but after that first media timeout and now approaching the second one here, it's been all CMI in these next 5 minutes.
And College of Idaho has stretched the lead to 11 at this point, and they've done it on the back of inside and out game. They've hit some three-pointers on the inside and played solid defense. Jessup, you said it, looks very athletic at this point, but not able to convert on three-pointers and not able to knock down the shots they need to.
Yeah, and I think that's really just what it comes down to is they got to hit those shots. They've missed a couple three-pointers, and That's the recipe, not only winning on the road, but winning when you're an underdog, and not just an underdog, but a 1 versus 16 underdog, which is what Jessup is here tonight. So to me, it just comes down to that. They just got to hit those threes, and I don't mind when they come up the floor and throw a three up, and even if it's a couple feet behind the three-point arc. I think that because those are the shots, those are the momentum shots that they're going to have to hit.
And a good shooting team will hit those. So, interesting scenario. Ty Artis on the sideline decided his undershirt was too warm, and we had him swap out his uniform to go with just the jersey, and that's what happens here at the NAIA tournament. So Jessup going to inbound the ball. Light pressure up front, Dougie Peoples with Handren. And they lay off and fall back into the zone defense. It's been able to cause quite a few turnovers. So Jessup swinging the ball around. Alley-oop from the backside, and the ball was tipped. The ball was tipped in the air and went back. Rybanet was able to knock it down, and now he's shooting a three-pointer on the far side. Such a nice stroke, but not able to convert. Coming back the other direction, that's Jansen. Jansen sends it over to the right side, three-pointer again. Backside rebound. They send it to the near corner. Floater from the corner, that's number 24. That's number 24, apologies, that's Emmett Holt. So College of Idaho comes back the other direction. Handren looking for it, dumps it inside. Comes back outside to Wyman. Wyman, Peoples, deep ball again. Just on fire, and he's able to knock down the three.
Yeah, he knocks down another one, and that one was from way behind the arc. And Peoples that time, he's out of Butte, Montana. And if CFI's knocking down those shots, they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country.
Absolutely. The number 3 overall ranking. Hanneman with the shot, no good. Oh, Jake O'Neal with the rebound. Gets it to Handren. Handren, top of the key, sends it to O'Neal. O'Neal takes one step, dribbles to the left, hands it off. 3-point up for Robinette, and it's good.
Yeah, and he's got 11 now, and 9 of those are from behind the three-point arc. And he's a big that can shoot the three, and that's just so tough to guard, especially at the NAIA level.
And that's a tough scenario for any team to battle if they get stops on defense and shooting threes on the far end. That three by Jessup is good. That's Jensen, the Australian, able to knock it down, and they desperately needed that shot.
Yeah, they needed that one, and just to slow some type of momentum. Now what they really need here is a stop.
This is Drew Wyman from 3, and he knocks down the 3. He gets in on the action. We've had 3 people knocking down three-pointers tonight, and they've knocked them down in bunches.
Yeah, knocked him down in bunches, and multiple players have knocked him down too, and that's the key. It's not just one guy getting hot. It's everyone in white getting hot too.
Great move to the hole, and that was Miles Corey. He was able to split the defenders and hit the layup. The ball's tipped and then kicked by the Jessup defender. He didn't even know that it was coming at him. Ball was kicked out of bounds by Emmett Holt, the guard, actually from Pocatello, Idaho. He's somewhat of a local boy, a junior. He played at Spokane Community College before ending up at Jessup University. And I think he played at Pocatello, didn't he?
I believe so. I was just trying to think
where
it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Pokey.
I think he did play at Pocatello, Idaho.
Might have been Century. I can't remember exactly, though. But
so Samaje Morgan back in the game. He's almost intercepted that entry pass. He's back on the perimeter. Fake to the left. That's Lovelace. Lovelace sends it over to Holt in the corner. Back to the top of the key, and they lob it inside to Lovelace. Bit of an alley-oop there. He's able to lay it up. A nifty play, and Jessup really needed that shot to fall.
Yeah, they did, and it's another one of those stop the bleeding kind of shots, but the real critical element when you get...
And they're going to get Holt on the foul. You went through that screen, so foul on Emmett Holt. And the Yotes are going to be able to inbound the ball on the near sideline in front of the Jessup bench. Jake O'Neal to inbound, fires it over to Samaje Morgan. Morgan yo-yos at the top of the key. Dribbles right, sends it to O'Neal. O'Neal has a back cut, and that's Robinette, and that was a beautifully designed play.
It's just what makes CMI so much fun to watch, especially for us here in Idaho. It's for the most part, it's local kids who share the basketball, and it's unselfish basketball. That was a great example of it there.
Blackman back in the game, not able to knock down the jump shot from the free throw line. And Morgan comes back the other direction, directing traffic, penetrates, stops on the dime, pivots, and doesn't have anybody. Drew Wyman from the Idaho Central logo, and he knocks down another three-pointer. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
three-point percentage is crazy tonight. So Jessup swinging the ball around. Emmett Holt from the corner misses that three. And Radford with the rebound sends it up to Morgan. Morgan does not have numbers. Pulls it back out to Radford. Over to Morgan. Sends it to Robinette on the side near the student section. Back to Wyman at the top of the key. Skipping the ball around. Morgan in the corner. This time Johnny Radford gets hammered. And there's no foul on the three-pointer. Huge move. And they're going to call a foul on Jake O'Neal. Monster dunk by Miles Corey. He got up and hung on the rim. And the foul's charged to Jake O'Neal. That'll be his first. And a big bucket for Jessup, possibly to stop the momentum.
Yeah, sort of a statement bucket there for Jessup. And sort of fortunate for Jessup, too, because if that's not a foul, if you're hanging on the rim like that, you're flirting with the technical.
That would have been a technical, absolutely. I think they had a little grace on that, and that he had momentum. So the free throw's up and good, the three-point play. And he's actually going to check out of the game. Miles Corey's out, and Ty Artis checks back in. So Morgan brings the ball up for College of Idaho. Hands it off to Radford. Radford left-hand toss to the top to Jake O'Neal. O'Neal back to Morgan. O'Neal looking for position, gets it from Robinette. Send it, skip pass across, and this is Johnny Radford. Radford no good. Everybody had their arms up thinking that everything's falling tonight, and the three-pointer was no good. Ty Artis at the top of the key, dumps it to inside post play. And rebound by Robinette. Shot was up by Aiden Jansen. And Jake O'Neal with the statement dunk at the other end.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. A statement dunk there from O'Neal brings them to the feet here at the Jake. And it's just, the CMI's just feeling themselves here tonight. You can tell that by the way they're shooting the threes. They get steals and those dunks too.
Morgan, three-point shot, no good. Battling for the rebound inside. Robinette with it, sends it back to Morgan again. This time in front of the student section, knocks it down. Three-point play, three-pointer. Morgan, two shots, did not miss the second time. College of Idaho with a little pressure on that zone. Penetration, Blackman loses it, sends it back to Morgan. Morgan, alley-oop to Jake O'Neal. Absolutely filthy, and they are rolling, 20-point lead.
Yeah, lead up to 20 now, and then they get the stop there. This is what the College of Idaho does. So it's so loud in here I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking over at you. You want to talk? I want to talk. We all want to talk. So ball gets knocked out of bounds. So let's go back. Monster dunk, the alley-oop, and you saw the transition. And Jake O'Neal, two dunks in a row. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, two dunks in a row, and then you have some threes sprinkled in there too. And this is when CMI really gets rolling, is when their defense comes up with those stops, and then they get out and they run in transition. They hit those transition threes. They get the crowd behind them, and then they have so many athletic kids that can dunk. Idaho, pretty much up until maybe the last couple of years, not a ton of kids are going to, Power 5 schools or Group of 5 schools, but there's good athletes in this state, and they all just seem to end up at College of Idaho. I mean, you look up and down this roster, and there's 3 kids on this CFI roster that aren't either from Idaho or Montana. That's it.
It's absolutely local. And Jake O'Neal's an interesting case. He played golf at Boise State University until he came over to College of Idaho, and such a good athlete. they wanted him on the basketball team, and comes from a small, well, it's small to us, but from Fruitland, Idaho, right on the border with Oregon, basically the metro area of Boise, and just a great athlete top to bottom, an all-sport athlete in high school. Decided to try his game with the sticks, and then ended up with playing basketball, and I think that was a good decision.
Yeah, he's a starter on this team. He's a senior, and he's a guard listed at 6'4", and he's a perfect case of, you would watching Jake O'Neill come through the high school ranks over at Fruitland, and he's just one of those kids, and Idaho's full of them if they just have good athletes, but they're good at multiple sports. And for O'Neill, it was golf and basketball. He's a good basketball player at Fruitland too, and when he was playing basketball at Fruitland was the real deal in the 3A classification.
Yeah.
And now he comes over here to the College of Idaho. They CFI recruits really well down in those 2 to 4A classifications in Idaho. There's so many kids that are on good basketball teams here in the state that just end up playing here at CFI.
Yeah, that's right. So Paul Wilson, top of the key, hangs onto the ball, a couple dribbles with his left hand. Dougie Peoples, we'll call him the assassin's in again, and he takes a 3 ball, but is fouled on the closeout, and that foul is going to go to number 5. That's Nigel McKay, the junior from Pasadena, and he knocks down, and Peoples is going to get 3 shots.
Yeah, McKay hammered him, but it was after he had released the ball, so it might have been a little too aggressive there for McKay, or you're definitely late, but it is definitely a foul, and it's just some of those things that you just can't have if you're Jessup, which College of Idaho can push this thing up to 20 by the time these free throws are over.
Peoples knocks down the second free throw. 1 more to go after being fouled on the 3-point play. And Peoples tonight has 11 points. He's knocked down 3 3-pointers.
Yeah, I mean, there's most of his 11 right there. He's just a freshman, too, so bright future ahead.
Big pickup for College of Idaho.
Yeah.
So Jessup in the front court swings the ball to the near side. Stanton Rogers looking to pick that pass off. And the hand back off to Ty Artis. Artis dumps it on the inside. That's the Aussie, but a good no-look pass with the dunk. And that's Loveless with a 2-point dunk. And the no-look pass was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it's a good find. And this is an athletic Jessup team, too. You saw it on display there, but, it's CFI. They just come at you in waves, and Jessup needs to get some stops. College of Idaho is on pace to put up about 110 points tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stanton Rogers is going to be called for a travel there. I think he feels like he was pushed. But that always happens. Nobody's ever wrong,
Yeah, right.
So brings back Jessup into the front court. Jessup sends it over to Loveless. Top of the key. Looking for somebody. That's Jansen. Sends it back to Artis. This time to Blackman. Blackman, deep 3-ball, no good. The 7-footer Paul Wilson with the rebound. And back the other direction comes Handren over to Peoples. Peoples, he has Germer in the corner. Germer shoots the 3, no good on that one. Jessup with the rebound, pushes it the other direction, trying to pick up some momentum. Skipping the ball at the top of the key. Deep 3 again, no good. Handren with the rebound on this one. Comes back, sends it to Peoples. Peoples maybe cooling off a little bit at this point. And College of Idaho resets their offense.
Yeah, and I think Jessup as a team, too, has kind of cooled off a little bit, too, especially from those opening minutes. It seems like they just can't find their stroke, particularly from behind the arc.
Well, just as I say that, Dougie Peoples knocks down another 3-pointer, and it's a 21-point lead, College of Idaho, with 1:14 left in the half. Ball goes inside.
And he's got 14 points, too, so he's leading all scorers here with that 14. But
3-point shot up and good, and that's Aiden Jansen.
But to finish that thought, he's got the game high with that 14 points, but also doesn't feel like he's totally taken over the game, too.
Just hit his shots. Decides he wants another one, steps back, And with that lefty release, sends it into Stanton Rogers. The ball gets tipped up, and Jessup maintains control. Back to Artis. Artis dribbling through his legs. Back to Jansen. Jansen thinking he got fouled. Looking for the foul, but Handren no look past to Peoples, and that should have been a goaltending. That was off the backboard, but they didn't call it. So then Jessup the other direction. They're going to call a foul on Paul Wilson. And there was a missed call on that end.
Yeah, so you have the 3-point play down here, which, sure, foul down on this end, but certainly a missed goaltend on the other side, at least from our perspective. That thing was clearly on its way down, and he maybe even also up against the backboard, too.
Yeah, I think it hit off the glass. I'm not sure if we had an angle on that, and whatever. It's all right. Up by 53-37, but shots up and good for the 3-point play. So College of Idaho going to take a quick timeout, and so will we. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. 53-38 your score. 20 seconds to go. College of Idaho is going to inbound the ball on their side of the court. And ball, that's Stanton Rogers inbounding the ball to Drew Wyman. Skip pass across to Peoples. Peoples pulls it back out. Looks like College of Idaho going to play for the last shot. And Handren takes control at the top of the key. Back to Wyman. Wyman to Handren. Wyman from about another zip code. Launches a three. Doesn't go. And long three at the buzzer. Up and no good. Actually goes into the upper level. I've never seen that.
Bounced up onto the concourse and down the hallway, I think.
So 53-38 your score from Caldwell, Idaho. College of Idaho's up, and they've done it with a litany of three-pointers, and did a good job moving the ball around and distributing their scoring. And Jessup University trying to play catch-up at this point. We're going to take a quick break for this halftime. We'll be back with a little bit more, and probably your second half, if I'm being completely honest. And welcome back. Just wrapping up the second half here. And Pep Band's playing in the far corner. We just got word, Lucas, that after tomorrow night, that will be the last game on this floor, and that they are actually selling sections of the floor. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, think about if you have an indoor or you have a gym or something, maybe grab a half court, a free pool. I don't know, but grab a piece of this legendary floor.
Grab a piece of history, right? I mean, CFI, this is the best year that they've ever had was last year, which was on this floor. This year, almost just as good, number 3 team in the country. But how this came about, kind of a funny story, how we got told that, was someone basically ripped a chair out of the one of the front rows, just sitting down, not on purpose, obviously, but the chair came out. So they're redoing some of the seating here, too. But they were like, yeah, they already got a head start on it. They already took one of the seats out, and they're taking the floor out, by the way, too. Oh, and by the way, they're also selling parts of the floor.
Yeah, so. I tell you, if I had a gym or a shop or something, I'd love to buy a piece of this. So anyway, College of Idaho with the ball to begin the half. Initial part of this possession, ball was kicked out of bounds, and Morgan turns the ball over, come back the other direction, and the ball is up and in. Ty Artis on the layup there, and Morgan comes back the other direction with some tempo. So College of Idaho with the starting five, same starting five that started the half. Drew Wyman takes a three ball, no good. And coming the other direction is Jessup on the rebound. That was Blackman with the rebound, and he sends it over. And so Blackman takes it to the top of the key. Ty Artis gives the motion to restart the offense.
Yeah, for Jessup, they're going to have the same start to this half that they had to the first half. Almost exactly what they were looking for, went in and out.
Jansen missed that. No look pass. A little behind Robinette on that one, but it was knocked out of bounds. You're going to stay with College of Idaho. So Morgan inbounding the ball. They're looking for the little lob pass over the top, and it wasn't there. Ball's over to Morgan. Morgan to Wyman. Wyman from 3 feet away, up and in.
Yeah, it's a nice looking play. That was Drew Wyman there. So that's just an easy one. That's almost routine for this College of Idaho team.
So Jessup with the ball. With the College of Idaho 15-point lead. Rebound gets punched out. Jansen gets it. It's going to be a backcourt. And Jansen's going to argue that the ball was touched, but they're going to say possession-wise. Possession-wise, they never had possession, College of Idaho.
Yeah, he's pretty sure that was touched, and I think one of the officials on this near side might have thought it was too, but the official that actually made the overruling call was the one that was the most confident, and he's the one that his opinion matters the most, right? So they went with an over and back.
So Neal, top of the key, flings it over to Robinette. Robinette, three-pointer, squares his feet, and he continues his hot streak. Tyler Robinette with 16 points now. Done a lot of damage from beyond the three-point line.
Yeah, I think that's his fourth three. College of Idaho as a team at the half had 12 made threes in that first half. So they shot almost 55% from behind the arc in that first half.
Ooh, beautiful shot. Jamaris Blackman just from about 5 feet beyond the arc. So there's going to be a foul called, and I think there's some miscommunication between both referees. So
yeah.
Morgan driving in, and he draws contact, and they weren't sure if it was him losing the ball, if there was really a foul. So it looks like they're going to get a foul on this. So Morgan to the line for two shots.
It was sort of the same communication type of deal on that over and back that happened a few minutes ago too.
Morgan's been a little off this game. He was the leading scorer at 1 point for College of Idaho earlier in the season, but misses his first free throw there.
Yeah, but this is just such a deep College of Idaho team. You know, there's tons of players, you know, whether it's Morgan, whether it's, you know, Wyman, Robinette, any one of these guys can lead this team in scoring on any given night.
Ty Artis from deep, and no good. Morgan with the rebound as he pushes up. And Lovelace trying to pick the ball from behind. Radford swings at the far side to Robinette. Robinette again knocks down a three. 19 points on the night for the senior.
Yeah, he's just lighting it up from behind the arc, and it's just almost impossible to guard when you're as big and physical as he is. And then you have his capability to shoot that three, too, which he has been exceptional at that here tonight.
It was a good pass on the inside, and Jansen with the layup, and it kind of took everybody by surprise. So Morgan brings the ball up, hands it off to Radford. Radford, left hand, top of the key to O'Neal. As Robinette at the free throw line hands it off to Morgan. Morgan, jump shot, leaves it a little short, rims out. Rebound by Jessup. Jessup comes the other direction. Artis inside to Lovelace. Quick skip pass, and he's fouled. Going to the hole, that was Miles Corey. And in midair, they flick the ball to Corey, and Corey is fouled on that attempt.
Yeah, it was a good-looking play. They zip down to the free throw line, and then they run Corey along the baseline. So a little one-touch pass. Use a hockey term, I guess, but that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
One-touch pass down the baseline. It was a good-looking play. Results in free throws.
Corey with two shots. First is good. Jessup, we talked about being very athletic. And sometimes athleticism isn't the only thing you need.
Right. And, you know, part of what you look at with CFI is, I've covered them for a couple of years now. One of the things that I notice is really good at turning defense into offense. When their defense gets going, that's where the points start to come from. It's a really good team that runs in transition. And so as soon as the shots stopped falling for Jessup, that was when you started seeing CFI start to get on a roll.
Jacob Nail knocks one down from the far side. Not only does he knock it down, he knocks down another three-pointer. And they're up by 18 again, College of Idaho. Putting the defense on zone defense, penetration inside, and they're going to call a foul. And that's going to be on Robinette for the block. And not too much argument from him. 2 shots.
Yeah,
I am not sure what they're chanting. I have no idea what they're saying over there.
I was trying to figure it out, too. I couldn't.
Student section rowdy here.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of cool here at the gym here. That little purple gate thing that you'll see when we switch back to the bigger picture. It says Yotes on that big purple gate, and they bring that out to essentially get the student section closer to the floor. Because the stands are about, 8 feet maybe from where the actual out-of-bounds floor is. But then they put that kind of makeshift gate in there. As you can see, it said Yotes across the screen there in the middle of your screen. But that just lets the students get closer, and it lets them expand the student section a little bit. Enrollment here at CFI, a little over 1,000 kids, and I think almost every one of them, if they're not on the basketball team, they're watching from the stands.
Germer with the rebound, goes up after the miss by Robinette, and he puts the putback in. College of Idaho back on defense, so Jessup resets their offense. Skip passing around the top of the key. McCoy sends it in. It's tipped. That was Samaje. Samaje up and high off the glass and not able to convert. Coming back the other direction, Jessup in transition. The floater, no good. Germer with the rebound. And Germer up court, skip pass, sends it over to Handren. Handren lobs it. Robinette with the alley-oop. And quick transition offense. College of Idaho puts another 2 on the board.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about, of turning defense into offense. It's the perfect example of it right there. They get the steal, they start flying up the floor. They get up the floor very quickly, and Robinette now into the 20s, 21 points for him.
Lovelace gets his own rebound and the putback. Xavier Lovelace with 10 points on the night. And Morgan at the top of the key flips it to Robinette. Robinette looking back to Morgan. Morgan gets the pick and roll, keeps the ball, gets inside, and they're going to call a reaching foul on Artis. Artis caught with his hand in the cookie jar. We have a media timeout, and we'll be back after this. Welcome back. 14-15 left in the second half. College of Idaho up 69-50. And to this point, College of Idaho, a little bit of dominance.
A little bit, yeah. And, it's like we've been saying throughout the night. It started when Jessup started missing some of their shots, and the turnovers started for Jessup, but the steals started for the College of Idaho. So you've had 6 steals in that. This is halftime stats we're talking here. They had 6 steals in the first half, but Jessup 8 turnovers go along with those 6 steals. And I think the College of Idaho converted on just about every single one of those opportunities.
Paul Wilson in on that one, unable to hit from under the rim. And Jessup coming back the other direction. A couple of subs in. Stanton Rogers was finished that, but Handren's in, and now Paul Wilson. And for Jessup, the 3 ball goes. I believe it was a 3. Nobody's making the motion, but that was Ty Ellis. Stanton Rogers with the pink shoes. Over to Paul Wilson with the yellow shoes. Got a colorful group of Yotes on the floor right now. So Rogers, the lefty, comes in, drives hard to the lane, is able to put it up and in. Hard move, a strong move to the hole.
Yeah, that's 6'6", going straight downhill right to the hole there, Stratton Rogers. And talked about the local kids. Here's another one from Eagle that's just down the road here from Caldwell.
Anthony Eno with a beautiful floater, and he did the whole release, fade away, release all together. Got it to go for Jessup. So Stanton Rogers sends it to Dougie Peoples, and now they're manning him up tight, not allowing him any kind of space after that phenomenal shooting performance in the first half. To Paul Wilson. Wilson skips it to Peoples. Peoples with a little bit of room. 18-footer, no good. Probably should step back about 4 more feet, and then he'd be in his range.
Yeah,
so,
no kidding, right?
Jessup grabs the rebound, comes the other direction, inside pass, and that's jump shot. That's good. That's the local-ish boy, Emmett Holt. Baseline jump shot. 71-56 is your score, 12:30 left. Peoples on the far side. Paul Wilson's skipping the ball around. Germer, Rogers looking for a pick. Has a pick. And Rogers goes down hard trying to get the ball back. So, interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a referee interact that much with coaches. And he's shrugging and like, what are you doing? And it's kind of an interesting dynamic.
Definitely having at least a little bit of a conversation, at least through body language. Obviously, you feel the frustration here from Jessup, just kind of overmatched, and outside of those first 5 minutes, it's just College of Idaho doing what they do best. And when you look at these two teams on paper, C of I, obviously the better team. So when they play like they are here tonight, which not really a perfect game, probably not the best game that they played all year, but certainly a good game for C of I. So far, I think it's been right in that B+ range for them. But when they play like that, they're tough to beat.
Absolutely. So Peoples penetrates and throws one up and gets it to go. And Dougie Peoples, just a freshman, able to get that thing to fall. So College of Idaho maintains their hot streak. Coming back the other direction is Jessup. High post is Artis. Artis float over the top of Wyman. A good-looking shot. Coming back the other direction, Peoples fakes to his left, comes back to his right. The lefty scoops it with the right hand. He gets bumped. And it hits the deck, but Emmett Holt quick there to help him up.
Yeah, just offensively, you're looking at it, there's about 11 minutes left in this game, and Jessup is a team that averages 80, 81 points a game. College of Idaho are at about 88 points a game, and Jessup right now with 60 points, or close to 60 points with 58. Right on pace for that, around there, but College of Idaho, obviously, they're at 74 already. And, this offense, when it gets humming, it gets pretty tough to slow down. C of I know they scored triple digits a couple times last year. I think they did it a few times this year. Yeah, back on November the 18th, they scored 100 points. They scored 101 against Walla Walla back in January and 116 against Warner Pacific. So another 100-point game, 103 against Northwest at the end of February, too. So they've hit triple digits a couple times. I think they're on pace to do it again tonight.
Stan Rogers with the intercepted, absolutely. Now they throw the alley-oop to Rogers. Backside, not able to dunk it, but is able to lay it up. And College of Idaho showing some flash, up by 18. Three-point shot, no good by Jessup. They rebounded back to McCoy. He's going to reset the offense. When you score quickly, it allows the other team a chance to score quickly too, and College of Idaho puts up a lot of points. So Handra brings it back the other direction. Hands the ball off to Wyman, and they send it inside to Paul Wilson. Paul Wilson, left-handed hook shot, no good. Handra with the rebound, but it's picked off as he's trying to outlet it, and Peoples just is going to go with the foul to stop the fast break.
Yeah, and then to go off your point there, Ryan, what happens when CMI really starts to rack up these points is when the other teams start to go cold from the field. And, not saying that Jessup has been cold on paper necessarily by chance. They shot 48% at the half, but they shot well above that in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. So they were probably shooting, 35, 40% probably somewhere in there since that initial push. But then what it allows College of Idaho to do, they have quick possessions. Grab the ball up the floor in 10 seconds, steal up the floor in 10 seconds. And so that's really when they start to kind of get this thing rolling is their possessions instead of 30 seconds, they're 10 seconds.
Yeah, quick possessions. College of Idaho, Jessup baseline jump shot. That's Ty Artis over the 7-foot Paul Wilson's arm. Hit that fadeaway baseline jump shot. Handren to the top of the key looking for the back cut. No good. Nobody was there. Jake O'Neill hands the ball off to Radford. Radford behind his back. And they're going to call a blocking foul. That's going to be on Emmett Holt. That'll be his second. And it's going to send Paul Wilson to the sideline to probably inbound it. Looks like we have a quick timeout here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. College of Idaho up big over Jessup University, 76-16. Paul Wilson at the free throw line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, 16-point lead here for the Oats, 9.5 to go, and we can try to add to it here at the free throw line. But as they start to play out these last 60 minutes, I remember their run last year. The lead was 16 within about 5 minutes in this round last year for C of I.
Yeah.
So, this isn't to discredit anything here for Jessup. I think they've actually played about as well as I've seen a 16 seed play in this tournament, which granted my sample size might not be as big as some other people listening, but still I think they've looked good tonight. The problem for them is they've just run into the number 3 team in the country playing on their home floor in a national tournament.
So Jessup with the dish inside. Picked off by Johnny Radford, coming back the other direction. He slows it up, stutter steps, and comes back the other direction. Takes on the bigger man, and that's going to be an and one opportunity for Johnny Radford.
Yeah, and one for Radford. And now they're all kinds
and you
of
should just see Coach go crazy on the sideline, pumping everybody up, trying to get this College of Idaho crowd rallied up, even with an 18-point lead and a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, so head coach for College of Idaho, Colby Blaine, he's about as intense and knows how to use the fuel of the crowd as any coach that I've seen at any level, really. And he knows that the fans here are expecting another deep tournament run to not only make that deep run, but come away with another national championship. So he knows that this is just step one for CFI and what they hope is a long road to Kansas City.
At this point, when Dougie People shoots a three, or Robin F for that matter, everybody expects it to go. Everybody expects it to drop, and of course it does on that one. Robin F with another three-pointer. He has 24 tonight for a game high. Timeout by Jessup, and they look a little demoralized right now.
Yeah, and look at Coach Colby Blaine, too. He's fist bumping, all away from the huddle. He's all kinds of fired up here for College of Idaho. They ripped the tee off the gate, that purple gate that we're talking about. So it's a fun atmosphere, and I think Colby Blaine's a huge part of that. And he's just getting the crowd into it. This gym is not a huge gym by any means. There's probably high school gyms in our area that are bigger than this, but that being said, they fill this thing up every night, and it has made one of the best and most fun atmospheres for college basketball games, especially when you get down into the playoff time, tournament time.
So College of Idaho led the NAIA in attendance this year with a little over 1,400 per game, and we've got to be pushing somewhere close to 2,000 tonight.
Yeah, and you look at the enrollment for the College of Idaho, and I think they average per game
more.
The attendance is more than what their enrollment is.
Than what their enrollment is.
Which I think is kind of an interesting little stat that they have. So, yeah, their enrollment here is 1,100. So 1129 is their enrollment. So if they average 1,400 a game, that means 300 more people are coming to their games on average.
Right.
So that includes the games in early November or early December, late November, where you're playing in front of a couple hundred people probably. And, it's 300 more people than their entire enrollment of the school.
Well, that was the play of the game. Xavier Lovelace just came off of the baseline and one-hand putback. The guy's head was at the rim. The kid has some hops.
That's an athletic team. You set that kind of from the start. And I think, Jessup has a young first-year head coach, and it's a head coach with some experience, too, at the Division I and Division II levels, like you said.
So quick foul on Robinette. He was trying to swat the ball away. Instead, he got Jansen's ear. So Stanton Rogers checks back in, and Peoples is going to take a seat. Light pressure by the Yotes coming up with Jessup bringing the ball up the floor. Artis, no-look pass into Jansen. Jansen swings over to the far side to McCoy. McCoy loses it, and it's going to go to, well, there have been some controversial calls. In fact, the guy that lost the ball was heading back the other direction. So,
yeah.
And it's funny because I'm going to tell you right now, it's one referee that's done it tonight.
Yeah, the C of I fans thought that went off the knee of a Jessup player, but obviously stays with Jessup here.
Good look inside, and that was McCoy. The no-look pass, left-hand shuffle, and able to convert on the runner down the lane. Going the other direction, this is Samaje Morgan. Morgan, lots and lots of room. Goes up to O'Neal. O'Neal, the circus shot, can't get it to go. Robinette with the rebound, cleans it up and puts it back in.
Yeah, it's just second chances there for C of I. It's just too good of a team to give that many chances.
Going back the other direction is College of Idaho.
Yeah, that being said here for Jessup, it's a team that I actually kind of like moving forward. I think this is a very athletic team. As they have, with their assistants, they have 4 assistant coaches. 2 of them are in their first season. They have one guy that's been there for 9 seasons, another guy that's been there for 3 seasons. That's another 3 falls. 29 for him now.
Unbelievable shooting display by Robinette.
Yeah.
And McCoy says, "I'll take it."
Yeah. But again, those are the things that Jessup is doing tonight that I like, and it feels like a program that's on the rise to me. Their head coach in their first year, coming from a very successful Big Sky program in Eastern Washington, especially recent success for Eastern Washington. I like the direction this program is heading. I think they've taken a step forward by making this national tournament here this year. But
so that was Artis. I mistakenly said McCoy knocked down the three-pointer last time. Jessup had the ball, but that was McCoy. McCoy showing deep range, and he's fouled. He's gonna. He looked like he was heading for the bench, but instead he's heading towards the baseline and the sideline. Jansen inbounding the ball, trying to find it. Finds McCoy. Finds Artis eventually at the top, far side of the key. Come to the near side. Above the three-point line. That's McCoy. Now the far side to Blackman. Blackman quiet since the first half. No good. Lovelace trying to put it back in midair and comes up short. College of Idaho with the rebound. Morgan coming back the other direction, looking to reset the offense. Double pick. That's Wyman and Robinette. Instead, they send it over to Rogers. Rogers gets bumped. Pivots out. Has Wyman. Wyman for 3. Home court, and they just know this place so well. The lead is up to 23, 90-67, and triple digits might not be out of the question.
No, not at all. They're already at 90 here. We still have 5 minutes left to play. What might be in question is a season high for College of Idaho as they start to approach and I think eventually enter those triple digits. The most points they've scored this year is 116, so we'll see if they can get there.
Johnny Radford takes it, shows the ball, then goes up and under with the circus move and able to knock down the layup. in front of the defender. Artis with a deep three, no good. Robinette with the rebound. Now they're looking to maybe clear the bench a little bit with 4 minutes left, see if they get some playing time. Nope, still have the typical subs coming back in. Handren with the ball, looking for Robinette. Robinette bobbles it, picks it up again. And Johnny Radford looking to get out of the 3 game and not able to get that one to fall. Come back the other direction. That's McCoy. McCoy with a hand in his face inside to Artis. Artis up and under. And the 6-foot guard goes up and under the 6'7" Robinette.
Yeah.
Good looking move on the inside.
Yeah, it's a good looking move, and again, it's just another athletic move from this Jessup team. I think we have a.
So they gave up a quick foul, looking to get some subs in. It looks like. That might be it. I don't know if Jessup's gonna. Looks like they may be tossing the 10. No, they still have their starters in there, or at least the same players that were on the floor.
Well, remember,
Jessup apologies. Jessup only travels 10 guys.
Right, so it's a short bench for Jessup, and they, their roster that they gave us pre-game is, a lot bigger than what they brought. Could be a number of different reasons for that. It could be, I don't want to speculate, but could be injuries, or it could just be trying to keep the travel budget down. It could be something as simple as that. On the other end, for College of Idaho, you got 4 minutes left. This thing's pretty much in hand. Now, don't forget, they got to play tomorrow night, too.
They do.
So, this might be the time to start getting into the bench and getting some experience out there with some of those younger players, and because they got to turn around and play again tomorrow night. So that's to keep in mind. Although Colby Blaine, we're looking at him right now there in the huddle. He's not turning down the intensity whatsoever.
College of Idaho, as you mentioned, with the deep bench, and they do get a lot of players in there, at least 10.
Yeah, so maybe you don't need to go even further into that. If you have your 10 guys and you're good with it and they can manage the minutes just like that. So
it looks like they're going to start the fouling game early to send College of Idaho to the line. It really does. I mean, it's a 4-minute foul drill. So the better they can.
That's what they're doing. There's 2 in a row. So, boy, if they start fouling now the rest of the way.
Well, they're going to be shooting the whole time.
It's one way to extend the game, I suppose.
It is. It's one way to extend a game that you're losing by quite a bit. And, maybe they feel like they can get the 2-for-1s and foul the right people. Paul Wilson hits his first free throw.
Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen that
with 4
really
minutes
at all. Yeah.
Interesting tactic, we'll say, to say the least. So McCoy brings it up in the front court, and it's probably just going to be a 3-ball game. And there's Lovelace with the 3 from the ICCU logo. Rogers with the rebound, and they're going to foul him. So it's going to send Rogers to the free throw line, and you would hope maybe he's making his run now, and he's saying, hey, if we can collapse the lead to a certain point,
right,
then we'll make a run. If we can, if you extend it too much, then we'll back off.
If you can get it down to 10 in the next minute, But then if you do that, why not keep doing it?
Yeah.
If it works.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if they get it to that point, but if they don't and the lead extends, then maybe they call off the foul game.
Right.
That's Artis on the inside, unable to make it, but he does. He throws it off himself, and it hits him, and that's the right call. Heads back to College of Idaho. He made the right play of throwing it off of the defender, but then it ricocheted and hit him again. So this is Rogers inbounding the ball, gets it to Peoples. Peoples is going to be fouled.
The other thing they could be doing is foul until they hit the double bonus, which would be this one and one more. So you can basically do it one more time and see how far you can close the gap while you have the 1-and-1s essentially.
Yeah, that's a good point, and it paid off last time. Rogers was not able to hit the free throw. Peoples hits the first one here.
But I mean, you got to hit the shots though if you're going to do it that way. And this is I made a hockey analogy earlier in the game with the one-touch pass. This is the equivalent to pulling your goalie with 4 minutes left when you're down by 3 goals.
Yeah, there you go. Well, in general, Jessup, the body language isn't good at this point. You know, there's some shoulders kind of hung low and high pressure by the College of Idaho. College of Idaho waiting to pick it up. So Lovelace shoots a 3, and they're going to call a foul on College of Idaho. It's going to be on Stanton Rogers. So that also extends the game.
Yeah.
It does look like they're going to call it off, and they're going to bring the bench in now.
Yeah, you know, I've never covered a lot of basketball over the last, decade or so, but that's the first time I've seen that. I don't hate it.
I mean, look, he made his run. He fouled when he had to see if he could get some 2-for-1s and cut the lead. And when they just couldn't hit, you see him now. They're pulling the seniors and the guys who aren't going to be back next year, and they're hugging the coach and everybody else and saying, thanks for the good run. We made it to the NAIA. We made it to March Madness. Round of 64. So Handren, top of the key. And at this point, they are not going to foul anymore. And so College of Idaho looking to burn some clock and shorten this game. That triple digits still may be an option here with scoring 96 points. So Rogers fakes the pick, goes inside, hangs and hits a little lefty hook. Good-looking shot by Stanton Rogers.
Yeah, still being aggressive as C of I.
And there we go, triple digits. Stanton Rogers takes it and dunks it off the intercepted pass. And now it gets loud. And you should hear this crowd absolutely insane. Shot's no good. Rebound by College of Idaho. And for about 15 seconds, this is the loudest place in Idaho.
Yeah, no kidding.
Peoples shoots a 3 and gets it to go. And they're not calling off the Wolves at this point, 103-69.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to be fouling much down the last minute, 48 seconds, but, impressive win there tonight for C of I. The first couple minutes of this game, Jessup was hitting some of their shots, and you just kind of had the feeling of like, okay, they do that all night. Might be kind of a game, but it obviously didn't end up happening, and C of I started heating up and getting the stops that they need, and once they get going and the crowd just feeds into this one, no one beats C of I on this floor when they play like that and this crowd gets behind them.
And fortunately for College of Idaho, they have one more game here, which will actually be the last game on this particular court. And at this point, they have the backups in. Everybody's getting a chance to play in the tournament. And what a great opportunity for some of these young guys. 3-point ball by Jessup, no good. Rebound brought down, and that's going to be by number 21. It's Tyler Harris. Tyler, the big 6'10 senior. And he has the ball at the top of the key. They hand it off to Bear. Bear, the 3 ball, no good. Rebound by Jessup. That was by number 23, Anthony Eno. Eno had the nice floater earlier in the game. Ball goes on the inside, knocked away. And Troy Crichton checking into the game for Jessup. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 situation. So 1-and-1 situation for Crichton as he gets a chance to play. First shot's good. Another one coming.
Just quickly went down the schedule, but if I counted it correctly, it's the 11th time C of I has hit triple digits this year. That's incredible.
That's incredible. Both shots good. Ball's inbounded. Takes it back. College of Idaho bringing it up. Tyler Harris, top of the key. Dribbles, hands it off to St. Clair. St. Clair coming the other direction. That's Tinney. Tinney's going to be fouled. So Crichton's first personal foul. It's going to send Tinney to the free throw line. Tinney, the redshirt freshman from McCall, Idaho, up the road a couple of hours from here. Tinney misses his first shot.
I think it actually might be more. Let me count it again. Hold on.
We have our statistician here, our resident statistician with Lucas, trying to figure out how many they have. So Crichton brings the ball up for Jessup. Back to Crichton. Sitting at the top of the key, yo-yoing, looking. He has Holt. Holt looking across the court. Back to the three-point shot from the ICCU, and that's way off. Eno with the rebound, up and good. He's going to be fouled by Tyler Harris. So Eno is going to have a chance for a three-point play. All right, what do we have?
I have 12.
12?
The 12th time they've hit double digits. But, it's – and they've done it in bunches, too. So they had a stretch in mid-January where they had 3 games in a row where they hit triple digits. 101 at Bushnell, 108 here at the Jake against Northwest, 107 against Evergreen State the next night. So not only have they hit triple digits on multiple occasions, they've done it in back-to-back nights too.
Yeah, and showing the strength and the depth. St. Clair for the three, and no good. He's a fan favorite. Goes by the nickname Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Bears from Wyoming. And shots up and no good, and that'll do it. Final score, Caldwell, Idaho, 104-73. College of Idaho advances to play tomorrow night. And they did it in a very resounding fashion.
Yeah, they did. And, it's they played their game tonight. And when College of Idaho plays their game, there's not a whole lot of teams, if any, in the country that can beat them. They're almost unbeatable at home. It's just they didn't lose a game this year or last on their home floor. It's just a tough team to beat here at home, a tough draw for Jessup. I actually thought they played pretty well, traveling with 10 guys here from California. What can you do? You ran into a buzzsaw here with College of Idaho on their home floor, so it's good luck, really, and
good
see
luck.
If I comes out with a big win.
Good luck is right. So they punched their ticket to the next round, playing another home game here, and they're going to take on Cornerstone, which defeated Carroll College in the first game of the night. So this this March Madness doesn't only happen in the NCAA. It's happening right now, NAIA, here at College of Idaho, waiting to go to the next round, and they're just living it up on the other side with the fans.
Yeah, I mean, this is the equivalent of, a team that won a conference like, let's say the Big Sky or, the Big West or something, trying to go into Purdue or Arizona to win a game.
To win a game, that's a great analogy.
That's basically what Jessup was asked to do here tonight.
Yeah, tall task, and they can hold their heads high, made the tournament, and did what they could against this number 1 seed, number 3 overall team. So, player of the game.
Yeah,
Tyler Robinette.
I like Robinette. Yeah. So.
He ended with 29 points and was lights out from the three-point line, although we don't award a player of the game, but he seemed to be. So, final score, well, they already checked it for us. All right, 104-73 is your final score here for Lucas Gebhardt. I'm Ryan Luke, and we will be back tomorrow night for the next round versus Cornerstone University. College of Idaho versus Cornerstone tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We'll see you then.